Sorry about that, just manoeuvring the camera, so I am. Hello all, Dominic Chauffeur again. Welcome to another video. I hope you're having a good day so far. Hope the week's going good for you so far, and I hope you had a nice weekend overall. Now, this video is actually going to be something Doctor Who related, so it is, and it's actually going to be an interesting topic that I've definitely wanted to talk about for a while. And this is actually going to be about how I, myself, Dominic Chauffeur, was introduced to Doctor Who. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is, I think for me, I find it interesting. And I want to share my experience of how I got into this programme. Because I think anyone who is into Doctor Who, or any programme overall, always likes to look back of how they got into that programme, you know, what made them interested with that programme. You know, what happened before, all that sort of stuff. So I want to talk about this, you know, share my experience, and I think for anyone who's into Doctor Who, I hope you enjoy this video. So, where to start at the beginning? So, for me, I was born in 1995, so I was March of 1995. And obviously during that time, the programme was going through its wilderness years, so it was. And obviously the following year, you know, there was the TV movie with Paul McGann. And obviously, as we all know, you know, the proper return of Doctor Who was in 2005. Now, for me, I remember vaguely, I do remember around, it must be like 2001, 2002. So at that point, I was around 6 or 7 years old. And I remember being at my nana's house, and I was just playing with my little toy cars, my little toys and stuff. And my uncle is watching this VHS tape of Doctor Who. Obviously, I didn't know what it was at the time. And the episode he watched was Remembrance of the Daleks. Now, I do remember vaguely, you know, seeing what it was, but I had no interest about it. I just didn't know what the heck it was. And I was more into my little toys and stuff, playing with all that sort of stuff. Little toy cars, little one of those little track mats, you know what I mean? Yeah, I used to play with all sorts when I back then, so I did. And then I do remember in 2003, vaguely, when Scream of the Shalka was announced, the animated Doctor Who. And I do vaguely remember when it was announced on the radio, but again, like what happened the previous year, I had no interest because I didn't know what it was. And, you know, with me at the time, I was, you know, a child. I was more into my little toys and all that sort of stuff. Toys, drawing, Star Wars. And even video games. And then when the proper return of Doctor Who came in 2005, obviously it was all on the news, all that sort of stuff. And I do remember seeing billboards for it, which had the Ninth Doctor row stood behind the TARDIS with the logo and everything. And I remember seeing it many, many times, and I kept thinking, I thought, what's this Doctor Who thing? You know what I mean? I thought, what is this Doctor Who thing? Because I'd never heard of this, you know, show. Obviously, it got cancelled in 1989. You know what I mean? Obviously, you had the film, didn't you, in 96. Obviously, it wasn't anything I knew when I was younger. Just how it went and stuff, you know what I mean? And one of the things that makes me laugh looking back is, well, one thing I did say that made me laugh was, I remember thinking, what is this Doctor Who thing? And I remember thinking, I thought, I'm saying thinking a lot, sorry. I remember thinking, I thought, is this like EastEnders or something? Is this some EastEnders crap? And honestly, yeah, I thought Doctor Who was some sort of EastEnders crap. And that might, you know, annoy, you know, a few Doctor Who fans, but you've got to understand, at that point I was 10 in 2005. I'd never ever heard of this programme. So, you know what I mean? You'd have to give me the benefit of the doubt back then. And in 2006, November 2006, I was actually presented my first proper time of watching Doctor Who. Now, for my family, that was something, Doctor Who was something that my family loved. My uncle used to watch it when he was a child, same with my mother, and my nana watched it, so she did. And obviously they grew up with the show when, you know, John Pertwee played the role, and then obviously Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, as well as Sylvester McCoy. And obviously the programme, you know, got cancelled. My mum lost interest, so she did. I think my uncle did sort of still enjoy the programme. And I don't think really my nana bothered after that. I really don't. And then obviously you had the TV movie. You know, my uncle liked it and stuff. My mum has actually seen that film. She hates it. She don't like that Doctor Who film, so she don't. And then when the programme returned with Eccleston, my uncle liked it. Same with my nana. My mother didn't like it. She don't like Christopher Eccleston as an actor. I think the stuff he's done, you know what I mean? They all liked it when David Tennant was, you know, the Doctor. And then, you know, so on and so forth with Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker. And that's how it goes and stuff. So in November 2006, my uncle, he let me borrow some Doctor Who DVDs, Series 1 and Series 2. And I absolutely loved them at that point. I thought, wow, this is really, really good. My first proper opinion of watching Series 1 and 2, I thought, wow, these are really, really good. This is a flipping great show. Absolutely fantastic. And then I found out there was a Christmas special coming up. I thought, oh, that's really, really good. But I actually didn't watch it. So I didn't. And the reason being was, at that point, I was more interested in watching quiz shows. Not only did I watch, you know, the regular children's shows I watched, but I was a really big fan of quiz shows. The two I watched mostly at the time were Countdown and Deal or No Deal. And I just loved them. I really, really did. And I remember there was a Deal or No Deal Christmas special. So there was. And I ended up watching that. So I did. Because again, I'd forgot about Doctor Who being on. And I thought, oh, Deal or No Deal, Christmas special. Oh, I'm so excited. And I totally forgot about Doctor Who being on at Christmas. So I did. So what ended up happening was early January 2007. I'd gone down to see my nan and uncle. And my uncle had taped the Christmas special on VHS. This was when he was still doing that sort of stuff. It's something you don't really do nowadays. You just, you know, if you've got one of those little set-top boxes, you can just record it, can't you? You can just save it and you can watch it whenever you want. So he actually had recorded the episode on VHS so you could re-watch it. This was before the DVD release of The Runaway Bride. That's a good episode, that. Bloody good episode. And I watched it and I thought, wow, this is really, really good. And it got me more and more excited for this show. And then, oh, you know, Series 3's coming up. You know what I mean? In a couple of months, I couldn't wait for it. So, March 2007 comes. The last day of March in 2007, Series 3 aired. And again, I almost missed it. So I did. So what ended up happening, I remember like literally running upstairs, turned on my television, watched Doctor Who and loved it. And from that point onwards, I watched the show religiously, so I did. Where I couldn't wait for every episode. Like, oh, I can't wait for this, is flipping awesome. And especially back then, I was a bit of a crazy diehard Whovian, even though I was sort of new to it. And if anyone ever, you know, like said anything negative, I'd get really annoyed. So, how dare you say anything bad about Doctor Who? It's amazing. Obviously, I've grown up a lot, you know, after that, you know, since then and stuff. But it just makes me laugh, like, looking back. That's just how of a crazy Doctor Who fan I was when I first got into it and stuff. And, you know, I'm so happy that I'm still into this show and stuff. It's just absolutely amazing. It really, really is. And then in 2010, I'd got my first glimpse of classic Doctor Who when I watched the TV movie. Absolutely loved it and stuff. And I'd also learned about the other incarnations of the Doctor. All of, you know, before Eccleston and stuff. And it was really, really good. I found that really, really interesting. And at that point, I wondered why the heck there was a big gap after Paul McGann but before Eccleston. And for some weird reason, I just assumed that he did the one film and then that's it. Obviously, that's not the truth, you know what I mean? Obviously, the TV movie failed in America and I think even failed in Canada. Obviously, we didn't see a series of it, and then obviously took another 9 years to bring it back. So, yeah. And, yeah, it's just, you know what I mean? Just how it goes and stuff. And I think even sometimes believing a lot of the lies. Because back then I was quite naive a lot of things. For example, I believed a lot of the lies that went around Colin Baker. Because online, at the time, I kept believing that, you know, there were a lot of people back then saying that, you know, Colin Baker, you know, is a nasty man. You know, he's one of these people that gets really angry easily and stuff. And I believed that. I really, really did. And I think after realising the truth years later, I quite felt bad, you know, believing those. But again, you know, the way things go on the internet, you know what I mean? It's just how it goes and stuff. Not everything on there is real, and, you know, that's just how it goes. We all know that. And then obviously I met the man years later. I met him at a comic book convention. So I did back in February 2017. And even though I didn't really say much because I was just so happy I was like really happy to see him, but I was also quite shy and anxious to, you know, talk to him. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like one of these people that see like the favourite music bands, like a lot of these, like sometimes you have these like young women that, you know, see like the favourite boy band or whatever, they scream like, yeah! Ah! You know what I mean? I was like that. Obviously I didn't scream. I was like, yeah! Colin Baker, I get to meet him. And I got a photograph for him, so I did. I was wearing my 11th Doctor outfit, so I did. With, you know, everything, fez, bow tie, you know, jacket, white shirt, black trousers, shoes, everything. It was nice. Really, really was. And I even brought my sonic screwdriver with me, so I did, which was really, really good. But yeah, I think after that I sort of felt bad, you know what I mean? But again, you know what I mean? I think once I discovered the truth, yeah, of the way things go, you know what I mean? It's just how it goes and stuff. But it was nice to like experience a lot of the classic series that I'd never ever watched, because for me I was born in the mid-90s, and I think to experience this sort of stuff was really, really good. Especially through the Doctor Who DVD files, if anyone remembers that magazine that came out years ago. And I remember my mother got a subscription for me around the time when it came out. And I got to experience a lot of that stuff, such as the TV movie, several stories from the 7th Doctor, some from the 4th, some from the 5th, some from the 3rd, Spearhead from Space, bloody great classic, really, really good. And it was nice to experience all that. I haven't watched every single episode of Doctor Who, but I've watched a good amount of it, or, you know, from all of the incarnations, you know what I mean? And it's just really brilliant. I love that, I really, really do. And that's just, you know, the way it goes and stuff. But yeah, just how it goes and stuff. And it does make me laugh, especially with my family, because years ago I'd be talking about Doctor Who non-stop. And I think sometimes my family, especially my mother, she'd be like, bloody hell, Dominic, just shut up. No one wants to hear about Doctor Who for like 24 hours. Well, there are fans that do, you know what I mean? But that's just how it would go, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you shut up, Dominic. I'm not that bad, you know what I mean, now, but especially when I was a teenager, non-stop. Especially even when I was like 18, 19 even, you know what I mean? Yeah, makes me laugh, so it does. Yeah, I like that, so I do. But yeah, I wanted to make this video and, you know, share my thoughts about it and stuff, and yeah, and just talk about how I was introduced into this fantastic program. So I just want to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Alex will be back on Friday. I will be back on Saturday. I just want to say, hope you enjoyed the video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you all later. Bye.